This is a quick tutorial on using the opposing viewpoints database. How you would get there is you would want to go to eastonsd.org, get to the home page. The easiest way to get there is to go to schools, then Easton Area High School, and then you want to go to the academics tab and then click on library down at the bottom. From here, you're going to get into all the different databases that the high school subscribes to for students and teachers to use. If you go down to general research on the page, the database that we're going to use is called Opposing Viewpoints. Now, Opposing Viewpoints is really great. You're probably here because you're doing some type of argumentative paper or persuasive essay paper. It's really great because it looks at both sides of an issue, but it really works for any kind of research where you're looking at those heavy hitter topics, you know, like abortion, gun control, legalizing marijuana, things like that. There's a lot to be had here. So I'm on this database from home. If you're logging in from home, you will need a home access password. All those passwords are in the iPad in the Books app where the database page is at. So it will give you the home access password. It is PL 2142. But again, that information is in the Books app on everyone's iPad on the database page. Okay, so we're going to get in here. And I would recommend right when you get in, because you're going to save articles once you find things, you want to go up to sign in with Google. And what that's going to do for you is it's going to allow you just to link any article that you want right into Google. So you can see, you'll see your name at the top once you're logged in. Okay, so if you go down on the page, you'll see that it's giving you some topics here. If you're doing anything with, like, for example, cosmetic surgery, you could click right on that and it'll bring you into everything on that topic. So I'm going to do a search here. Oh, I also want to let you know there's also this Browse Issues tab here. And what's nice is if you're still trying to come up with a topic, if you've been assigned a paper to write, you know, a persuasive essay, you can go through that Browse Issue and look and see what's out there. If you can't think of anything, there's a ton of different topics to work with. Okay, so let's go back to this search. So in here, we're going to put in our search, and I'm going to look up sexist dress codes. I happen to think dress codes are sexist. I want to argue that point, so I will type that in, and you will see that you get only 3 magazine articles. Now, there's a lot more, I know for sure, that are there. And so I think that I need to kind of revise my search. You can see right here it says revise search. So I'm going to click on that. And I think I'm going to leave it a little bit more open and put in school dress codes. And then you can see here I get a little bit more information. I just want you to see what's here on the page. The first thing that shows up is information about school dress codes, like an overview. And if you click on the read more here, you'll get into an article. And that's a really nice introductory piece that you can use for your paper. It just gives you the background information on your topic. And then if you look, it says on the page, it's giving you all the different things that it's going to offer. It's going to give you featured viewpoints. It's going to give you news articles under dress codes, magazine articles. Statistics are really nice. It can give you numbers that you can use to argue your point, prove your point in a paper. As I always say, numbers don't lie. It gives you different websites on the topic. And reference are just like encyclopedia articles, probably about dress codes. So let's just go down, and here are our different featured viewpoints on the topic. So if you click on that, it'll bring us into the different viewpoints. And that's where it's like, okay, pro and con type of thing. Sometimes the titles of the articles aren't really clear. Like this one's very clear. Should schools have dress codes? Okay, easy peasy, right? If you're arguing against dress codes, this is a great article, even though it might not necessarily be what you're going to talk about. But this particular article is about how, natural hairstyles of black students are usually a problem in schools. So that would be against dress codes. So you have to use a little critical thinking with these titles of the article to help you, argue your point. So those are your viewpoints. Let's go into magazine articles. And there's 54 magazine articles, and these are really great too. A lot of good magazines out there that are debating the topic right now. Should schools have dress codes? Why do schools hang on to discriminatory dress codes? Okay, so that's another good source, okay, to look is in magazine articles. Okay, so once you find a couple articles that you're really interested in, let me just click on this top one, our school dress codes fair. A couple things of note, you'll see here's your article. Down at the bottom here is your source citation. That's where you're going to list all your resources. So if you end up using this article in your paper, you would have to list this on your works cited page, okay? And it's all done for you. So what's here right now is an MLA format, but if you click on APA, it switches you over to APA style if your teacher requires that, okay? But you don't really need to worry about that citation, because if you end up liking an article, you're going to just drop it right into your Google Drive. That's why you logged in. So if I click on this little Drive button here, it's saying the document has been sent to your drive and will appear shortly. And it shows up in a folder, I think a red folder. It'll say opposing viewpoints or something like that. So once you go over to your drive, this whole article will be there and the source citation will be at the bottom. The only thing I will say is that if you're using MLA for your paper, make sure you have that selected. I think by default, it automatically does it in MLA format. Just some features real quick at the top. If you click on Cite, it will just do the same thing that I showed you down at the bottom. You can send to, like, email it if you want to. I don't know that you can download, but you certainly at home if you wanted to. Oh, you know what? The iPad doesn't print, so that's going to do you no good. But if you send it to your drive, you can certainly print it at home on a home computer. The other thing that you can do is you can highlight and take notes right here on the document itself. Okay, so those are just some things that appear once you're in an article. I do want you to be aware that, let's say you're looking for something like sexist dress codes and you want to narrow down your search. If you go over here under filter your results, if you click on search within, what that means is you can search within your 54 results of magazines and statistics and your viewpoints and narrow down. So I'm just going to type in sexist and hit submit. And now we're down to only 7 magazine articles that specifically deal with dress codes that are sexist. So it's just another way that you can narrow down your search. If you have any questions on using opposing viewpoints, please contact me. My email is Soffera, SOFFERAD, at eastonsd.org. I check my email all the time. I'll be more than happy to help you out.